Spacey, Simsy, and Dewey are back with more London Detective Mysteria in Lupin's route. For a minute, I was like, no, not Lupin. Yes, Lupin. Oh, God. It's really confusing with this and Code Realize at the same time because we have like a Lupin and a Lupin, and it just, that's when my brain was like, no, we're not playing Code Realize. Oh my God. Wow. Anyway, but yes, Lupin's route. And we know who he is. It makes me so sad. I wanted the reveal to be so much more dramatic, and it was just it didn't meet my expectations, and I'm sad. It's still great though. It's still good. Um, but it's so heartbreaking. It's like because I feel like he's like always like pushing you away, and you're like, but you love me. But I don't understand. Why won't you love me? I know it's gonna turn all right in the end, but until then, I'm sad. Oh, I didn't open my guide. I don't think we need the guide, to be honest with you, because I don't think we have any more choices at this point, but I could be wrong. Anyway, Lupin dismissed his foul mood soon after the incident, returning to one of his hideouts to concentrate on business matters. He was alone and reading an order received from Spellbound. This is like that place he locked us into, the prison. Professor James Moriarty proceeds to expand his influence in the organization. Eliminate him. Interesting. Oh, is this where we're gonna meet Moriarty? Because I mean, like, you'd think that would have been in like Holmes's route, but nah. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. You said interesting, and then I said it. Wow. I wasn't even thinking about that, but beneath this order was the location of his target, and he's got to kill someone. Lupin, you're a thief. I finally got you, Professor Moriarty. I can't do his voice. Every time we play this game, it changes. Whatever. Just deal with it. Upon immediately committing its contents to memory, Lupin set fire to the order. Oh. And that bastard who killed my mother and stole her treasure. The real story was not so vague as the one he'd shared with Spacey. He knew, for instance, that his mother had infiltrated Spellbound on the hunt for information. Yet Professor Moriarty was aware, and he set a terrible trap to which she fell prey. And she, at her most vulnerable, had the necklace she was never seen without taken. In time, the injuries she sustained overcame her. So Moriarty stole her necklace, and he's gonna go back in there. I'm gonna kill Moriarty and take my fucking necklace back, bitch! Damn, Lupin. Damn. I'll forgive you for being mean to us. Maybe. You have a tragic backstory. They all have tragic backstories. Nobody's ever like, nah, I had a really great childhood. Everything was awesome, but I'm a dick for no reason. Always gotta have a tragic backstory and be an asshole. You know, anyway. Or they're sad like a cage who's like, I have a tragic backstory. Oh, I'm so pathetic. Oh, dear God, a little bit of confidence. And then you got Lupin. I have a tragic backstory. I'm a cocky bastard. Okay, like, a little bit in between. We need some confidence, but, like, not the cocky bastard thing. Like, just somewhere in between. I mean, that would technically be the Watson, but he's like the jellyfish-haired Disney princess. Like, I don't know. You know what, Jack? He's a murderer. Okay, no, he's got a tragic backstory. That's why he's a murderer. What the hell? It's like a no-win situation here. Marple, it's just you and me. Girl date. Let's go. She'll judge us. It's okay. I like her. I'll never forgive him. I'll take back her necklace and avenge her. The professor was a man as cautious as he was brilliant, a mastermind who made certain to never involve himself in criminal activity directly, and whatever indirect traces there happened to be were purged to dust. Lupin insisted, despite this, on tracking the man's location, and his persistence paid off. He learned that only Spellbound's highest authority would know of it. No. Go away, Windows Update. Why the fuck you always gotta update when I'm trying to use my guide? You know what it is? Because, like, that's the only time you turn your thing on. It's true. And to receive this information directly, he would have to earn it through a partnership. He despised the organization. Immensely so. But the prize was simply too enticing to ignore. This explains why in Holmes's route he was doing work for Spellbound. So it kind of all ties together. Kind of like that. It once made me sick to my stomach to work with the organization responsible for Maman. How times change. And they must be desperate to make use of whoever they can. It didn't take long for their top dog to prefer sending me work directly. The one who ordered him to steal the photograph from the Whitley household was the same one who now ordered him to murder Professor Moriarty. It's the people who murdered my parents, you son of a bitch! So he's gonna be like, so what did you care about that photo anyway? Because that's the only link I have to the murder of my parents. And he's like, shit, I feel bad. He's like, I feel bad because I stole it in order to go after the man who murdered my mom. I'm okay. No forgiveness. I mean, we have that picture, but like, come on. Pendleton's fucking memory. Pendleton's like, oh, I know who all those people are. I don't fucking need the picture or whatever. We're good. It's Pendleton, for God's sakes. Come on. Their communications had been solely through letters, and thus Lupin could only speculate to this person's identity, but he was a masterful speculator. I couldn't fathom why I was tasked with stealing something so innocuous at first, but now I know. Oh, the secrets a simple photograph can hide. Ooh, tell us what the secrets are. Wait, are you telling me that guy that was over here, this guy, the guy that we met, is he the mastermind behind everything? Because I thought it was Colonel Moran, but... Oh, snap. Because two of those... Okay, so it was that dude that we met earlier, our parents, the queen, and 3 other dudes. And we already know from one of the earlier parts that... I mean, I think it was in the comment round. The 2 of them are dead, right? The other guy's alive. So, like, 2, or maybe those 3. If he's the only one that's alive, he's the mastermind that had our parents killed. Oh, it's possible. Anyway, it's of no interest to me now. I've been waiting for this chance for too long, and it's finally here. Only after he confirmed what was left of the order was ashes did he stand. Up till now, I've done everything my way, stealing what I wanted, pursuing beauty as I willed it. But this time things will be different. I shall avenge Maman. I will kill him with my bare hands. Lupin, don't go down that road. Ask Jack to do it. Oh, you're in a rather passionate mood today. Look at her face. I love it. Like, I just love the eyes. Like, oh, did I do something wrong? It's shock, but he's got like Bambi eyes. Huh. Shall I make you some sweet milk tea? You were always fond of that, weren't you? I'll decline. What were you doing in your mother's room? Is that any of your concern? You dearly loved your mother, though not as much as me, of course. When she wasn't here, you would wait in this room for her to return, even if you could barely keep your eyes open. She would tell me off for it every time. Why not sleep together with your son? She would scold... Papa, I have no desire to reminisce with you. Oh, stop. Don't be so... Oh, he's hurting too. Don't be so mean. The sad violin music in the background. You speak of her memory so fondly, but you've never once sought revenge where there's revenge to be had. You told me to never pursue those who murdered her. Yeah, because Moriarty's gonna kill your fucking ass. I'm just saying. He killed Sherlock Holmes once! I mean, he came back, but... Come on! What? I mean, but I'm just saying. Like, you're the tough opponent, okay? Maybe if you team up with Sherlock. Well, okay. You and Herlock team up against Moriarty Jr. But, like, not old Moriarty. No! Not gonna work! It's kind of fun, though. I'm just imagining in my head, like, Moriarty Sr. and then, like, Lupin Sr. and Holmes Sr. all battling, and then the kids all battling. It's like, oh! I'd watch that anime. Just saying. Yes, I most certainly did. You loved her, didn't you? Why would you choose not to avenge her? Lupin, possessed by anger, slammed a fist onto a nearby table. Thought he was slamming a fist into his dad's nearby face, but because we're gentlemen thieves, as I've told you, we take many things, but the lives of others will never be amongst them. That's what Jack is for. God, call him up. Ring, ring. Yo, Jack, I hear you stab people, bitch. You want to get in on this? Yeah? It's not for us to sully that way of life. It's so funny. We are gentlemen thieves. There's a line, bitch. There's a line. I mean, in anything, there's a line, and murder's over that line, but... It's for her image, you say? then that is your way, and I'm not like you. If it takes dirtying my hands to revenge those who killed Maman, then so be it. I'll do what I must. Because unlike you, I'm not a coward. It may satisfy you now, but you dismiss the larger, very important picture. You forget in the race to meet your terrible goal that you've caused great pain to not one, but 2 women. 2? He's like, 2? What's the... 1, but his mother is the other one? One is your mother, who passed hoping that you'd live a happy life. The other, why, she chases you in earnest, with all her heart. You know her name, of course. She has nothing to do with me. Lies, you love me. We were naked together, for God's sakes. That's like... We're like, might as well be married now. Pendleton is gonna force a marriage. He's like, you've sullied her. You'll fucking marry her, you motherfucker. I'd also pay to see that anime. I want to see that one too, like Pendleton, like just busting down the fucking door and being like, you sullied her, you son of a bitch. He's like, look, I didn't actually do anything, but you saw her naked, you'll marry her now. Oh, everybody needs a Pendleton in their life. Just for the comedic value. God. Oh. No, I don't want a Pendleton, to baby me and take care of it. I want a Pendleton butler to just go around and do shit for me. Like, seriously? The kitchen needs to be clean. Dishes need to be, if you could, that'd be great. Awesome. Way more free time to do fun stuff. Could you manage the adulting for me so I don't have to, paying the bills and shit like that? And that would be great. And then, but also marry me because you're gorgeous. Yeah, a house husband, but also one who works, but also does the housework. Why I'm single. Oh my god. Anyway. So you charm her, hurt her, and push her away? Yeah, charm her. There's quotes around that. You charm her. Jesus. Man slut. Anyway. Telling her that you refuse all intimacy? Sapristi. I have no idea what that means, but there you go. I did my best. Does your mother even look down in scorn from heaven? What's mon... Is it... Fiu? I don't know how to pronounce French. God damn it! Listen, Japan, I was learning Japanese. I'm not learning French. Stop it. Anyway, whatever. If you're afraid to love her, then treat her with care at the very least. The men who cause women such grief are loathsome creatures, be they young or old. I believe I've heard enough of your nonsense for one day, Papa. Lupin then retired, the coldness of his statement ever pervading the room. I just love how he goes to one of his hideouts, and it's his mother's fucking room, and his dad's like, you realize this is the lamest hideout you have. I know about it. Why? Oh, that was Lupin. I got confused by the Lupin part. Also in Code Realize, I'm like, he's the main character, Arsène Lupin. Right, so then my brain is like in here, and I'm thinking I see that, and I'm thinking I gotta talk like Lupin's... I'm so confused. Good God. Why do I not avenge her, he asks. I don't blame him for the question. Yet I still wish to keep the one promise I made to her. As recorded in his order, he set about for the designated hideout post-haste. It lacked the extravagancies of a typical mansion, enough that one might declare it plain upon first sight. There was no indication of importance, no hint that it housed the man to whom Lupin dedicated his hatred. All the better for him to hide in. There are iron bars over the windows, and the glass is the same strength as that used in the military. And a guard at every entrance, I see. Now how am I to go about this? A man approached the entrance. He's walking with his center of gravity tipped to the right. He has a pistol in the right pocket of his coat. If I had to chance a guess. Wow! I was doing so good there for a second. Literally, I read one sentence fine. Must be one of Moriarty's men. Perfect. Lupin crept forwards in fleet-footed fashion, just as the man reached for the door handle. Arr! He was swift. With but a single chop to the back of the neck, the man was unconscious, completely unaware of the entire incident. He's gonna wake up with a headache and wonder what the fuck. Now, if you don't mind, I should like to borrow your face. I've seen this movie. It was called Face Off. This is creepy. Well, you know what? This is a little more disturbing than murder, so just saying. I mean, like, you stab someone, you're like, you're a murderer, but like, oh, there's a level of like, that's just like, oh, are you a psycho? What the hell? And then there's the, I cut off this person's face to wear it, and that's just up in the ante of insanity. You're like, oh, no. And so Lupin began to study the face of this man on the ground. So this is like the best part. He's like, ching, knocks him out. Okay, let's see. Okay. And then I get into makeup. It takes people more time to get ready for fucking work than it's going to take him to totally turn himself into somebody else. That's all I'm saying. And then he just can magically, like, whip it off. He's fucking got magic. He's a fucking wizard. That's the only thing I can think of. It takes longer for fucking Harry Potter to brew a polyjuice potion than it takes for fucking Lupin to get in and out of fucking being somebody else. All I'm saying. Some kind of wizardry. Wizardry that even the wizard hasn't seen. What? An intruder? Underling A. I'm guessing this was Lupin, but anyway. Yes, he was trying to sneak into the building when I caught him. Good God, you certainly said about him right. His face is a bloody mess. He wouldn't shut up about wanting to see the professor, so I stepped in at his mouth. What should we do? Take him to see the professor if he wants to so badly. Huh? Me? He'd be right to be disturbed by that basement, but it must be done. Go on then, get it over with. Go! Ah, to hell with it. Come on. I thought you'd be given a chance of thrashing for one, man, but you move about like a fish out of water. Can you not struggle so much? He's disguising his voice, of course. Just shut it. Calm down. Beneath the mansion was a vast space of drab, solemn walls and pillars. I think it's funny how they're like, let me study your face, and then all of a sudden, I found this person trying to sneak in, and you're supposed to think that it's Lupin bound and gagged, but you know it's fucking not. You know he's underling A. So I don't know what kind of voice to give Moriarty. I've used all my man voices. I'm running out. They're all the same now. I don't know. Anyway. Is my guess this man lying here? He's gotta have a more... Well! That's the old Moriarty. That's not the one that we see in the credits. Oh, where's young Moriarty? We haven't seen him yet. It's not the guy behind him. At last, Lupin heard the music he so desired. At last, the slow groaning of wheels transformed, by his own years-longing anticipation, into an a cappella fit to grace a theater. At last, there he was. The sharp features of a clever man, a single eye that pierced enough for two, rigid posture that coerced supremacy in a wheelchair than the tallest of men. I feel like he should be a little bit older, then. He's not young Moriarty, he's old Moriarty. Okay. Is this my foe? I'll kill you. Sorry. I need water. Charles, give me water. Just pretend the guy in the background's Charles for now. I don't know what his fucking name is. Oh, God. At last, one of Spellbound's most powerful men, Professor James Moriarty. So then, he was loath to be part of the organization? I thought he was working with Spellbound to kill Moriarty, but Moriarty's part of Man, there's some tension in the ranks of Spellbound's all I'm saying. Yes, Mr. Moriarty, sir. Afraid I had to knock him out as he resisted quite heavily on the way down here. Huh. He is a fool, then. You would have thought the pain he has clearly endured would be enough to keep him quiet. That's the idea behind pain, wouldn't you agree? Very much, sir. Ah, and speaking of fools, I've heard something rather interesting. Permit me to share it with you. It is that there is not just this intruder here, but a second rat as well. And he's in this very room. When he said, I've got a secret, I was like, oh, he fucking knows. He knows! It was upon his words that the basement became swarmed with the professor's subordinates. I knew it. I'm like, oh. He's like, I've got a secret to tell you. Oh, shit. Oh, shit, boys. We did. Fuck. I've known for a long time that you were after me, Lupin Jr. All at once, they raised their firearms. How kind of you to greet me with such drama. I did not know till now that monsters could be gentlemen also, Professor Moriarty. Lupin had no more need of his disguise and quickly removed it to face his enemy as he was. See what I'm saying? He had another man's face. It's not like I had a hood and I had my face covered. He literally had another man's face, hair, everything. Like, where does he keep this shit? I mean, he stole the guy's robe, sure, but where did he get the hair? Where did he get the wig? How did he turn his face? Just saying. He might actually just be Polyjuice Potion. Lupin's not a human. He's just a big sack of Polyjuice Potion. Because he just turns into anybody. He's just, it's weird. I don't know what's going on. You have this many guns pointed at you, and yet you do not concede? Why, it would be a waste of your spirit to riddle you with bullets. Answer me, Lupin Jr. Will you become my subordinate over theirs? I'll make use of you in ways no one else could possibly conceive. If you already know why I'm here, then you know that your offer is so unwelcome that I'm liable to vomit where I stand if these talks continue. Sass. I came to end your life. The Spellbound no longer has need of you. Bah! I've long expected they would try to have me dealt with, fearing my influence. And I knew you would come to revenge me for the sake of your mother. Well, that saves me a lengthy explanation. You're ready for me to kill you then. I only ask that you not collapse before you deal me my cards. Oh, that. Much work has been done to set this stage, and it would be a shame for the curtain to come down too quickly. Dance, boy, for my enjoyment. Dance! Are we gonna... I know they're probably gonna shoot at him, but I'm just really imagining like a fucking like dance-off right now. Yeah. Oh, I'll make this a performance worth your while. Guns fired whilst Lupin kicked the ground to propel himself upwards. It's exciting. Not quick enough. He evaded bullets through lithe acrobatics that were second nature to him. And to counter, he threw playing cards, knocking weapons out of hands and sending them clattering across the ground. What? He's so nimble! Where are you even looking? Only an amateur would lose sight of his prey. If you cannot trust your eyes, then perhaps you'd be better off without them. Oh, damn, girl! What? Gah! Lupin flicked his wrist to furnish the men with several more deadly cards. Be better off without them. Ah, my eyes! That was cold, man! I need those! How am I gonna read to the blind kids now? Shit. You never know, they could do nice... Just because they're evil henchmen doesn't mean they don't do nice things on the side. Look, I like stab people and stuff for like Moriarty, but like I still read to orphans. It's the henchman with the heart of gold, and you just gouged his eyes out, Lupin! That's cold, man. They missed, barely and quite intentionally. Each one raced hairs above its target's eyes before impaling the wall. Only kidding. You'll want those if you want to gaze upon anything beautiful again. Oh, thank God, that was nice of you, because, again, he's got to go read to orphans tomorrow. Such as these. He next reached into his coat and revealed not cards, but roses shaded a perfect red. Where did these come from? That's a trade secret, I'm afraid. I have magic roses. Magic roses. Oh, and by the by, their thorns contain a paralytic agent. Just the slightest touch will result in it coursing through your body. So take care with them. He's turning a little more Pendleton right now. My body! I can't move! One man fell, then another. The third, the fourth, the fifth. It was an elegant line of men subdued by a thief whose performance was as dangerous as it was magnificent. No, not one could overcome these theatrics, and so they all lay whilst partnered with a single rose. Well, you've proven yourself an agile man. That's one thing I won't be able to imitate. And meanwhile, the other guy's just standing back there like, I'm not allowed to get involved. He told me not to. But are you agile enough, I wonder, for this? Lupin moved at the sound of a blast that could have ruptured his ears. Splinters from the pillars scattered in all directions. That has to be a revolver shotgun. Oh my God, did you call in Van Helsing? Oh shit, Lupin, run! They spray bullets in a radical pattern that allows one to spread their fire over a wide area. Any one shot isn't particularly deadly, but I'll certainly be in trouble if I'm hit by any one of them. And this is the first time I've met someone who stores shotguns in his wheelchair. What a queer man you've turned out to be, Professor. I was an invalid. I mean... It was like, I was an invalid hunter. I'm like, what does that have to... Avid hunter? Oh my god, Spacey. Wow. Freudian slip there. Anyway. I was an avid hunter once upon a time. Once you've got the taste for the art of cornering and hunting down prey, you cannot go long without craving another bite. Your palate is uniquely awful, then. This is dragged on, Lupin Jr. What will it be? Will you let yourself die by my hand, or will you lap from it like a dog? Neither one of those is particularly appealing. I shall humbly pass on both. A gentleman thief steals his prey. I have no intention to become anyone else's. Lupin jumped before Professor Moriarty's revolver shotgun. 1 second, for there wasn't 2 to spare before the trigger was pulled, Lupin threw a card. The card struck the weapon, sending it across the floor. Why did you target my gun? You could have gone for the head. Having second thoughts? Not at all. I just didn't want your filthy blood on one of my cards. What does he do? He knocks people and then he goes around picking up his cards. Hold on! Lupin retrieved it and pointed it directly as the man remained smiling, unmoving, unfearing. The thief despised this caustic smile. Still, if you cannot wait to die, then I shall hurry up and get it over with. Notice the guy in the background is just like standing there still, not even trying anything. He's like, aren't you gunning? He's like, he told me, I only do what he says. He didn't order me to kill you, so just here. Ah, do your eyes entice? It truly would be a waste for you to end your life as a lowly thief. Whether you want to admit it or not, you're already one of us. One of the fallen who lurks beneath the earth. We've delayed this long enough. Go on and kill me. That's what you were so willing to distort your own ideals and sully your hands for, wasn't it? Well, this is going to be rough. Is he going to do it? Like, what's going to happen? But if he doesn't, then, like, Moriarty's not going to be dead. And then, like, he's in a really bad spot right now. He gripped the shotgun so tightly that his aim grew unsteady. Ha! Why the hesitation? You seek to avenge your mother, don't you? Was your will always so flimsy? Pull the trigger! Sully your hands! Sully them just as I've sullied mine! Do it! Oh. I wonder who this is. Is it his father? No, I don't know. I'm just going to read him. Don't you dare put Lupin in the same league as the likes of you. That couldn't be. What the fuck? How did I get here? The fuck am I doing here? How the fuck? Damn, girl, you sneaky. Lupin, you can't kill him. Don't commit murder. How's this gonna... I can't handle. I love you so much. I couldn't marry a murderer. Unless I'm with Jack, then I guess. So, except I don't, you know what I mean? I don't know how that route's gonna go. Spacey, why are you here? Your father told me where you would be. He's been investigating Spellbound all this time, too. After hurrying into the mansion's basement, I charged in front of Lupin to keep him from his target. God, she's such an idiot. It's noble, and I appreciate it, but at the same time, God, you're stupid! You're gonna get yourself murdered! Kidnapped, beaten, oh, God. You know what it is? It's the giant derp eyes. Her face is so stupid, it bugs me still. Like, she's not a bad character. Like, she does stupid shit. They all do stupid shit, and I'm gonna make fun of them for doing stupid shit. But, like, she's sassy and, like, whatever. But it's the stupid look on her face all the time that just makes me, like... If she was less derpy looking, I probably wouldn't be like, oh, I'd be like, ooh, this is not a good move, but... It's not a good move, but... I can't. Get out of my way, Spacey! That's not his voice, sorry. I won't! I told you to get out of my way! And I told you I won't! You mean to stop me? Of course! We're going to hand Professor Moriarty to Scotland Yard. They'll be here any minute. Not a chance. I'm going to murder him where he stands. Now move. If you don't...
If she doesn't, then what? Is your need to murder me so great that you would shoot her to get to me?
Spacey. Did he shoot me? The crack of a bullet deafened my ears, and then my body leant to one side. Who shot me? I couldn't support myself, collapsing upon a terrible pain in my right leg.
Fear not, Miss Whitley. That you feel pain is proof you still live. You have your uses to me, after all.
Scotland Yard will be here any minute. 3 hours later. What the fuck? They're so slow! I was clutched by my hair and my head lifted from the floor. The pain that came with this, impossible to describe. It felt as though my neck were ready to snap. It was so instantaneous, like lightning through the spine, there and gone, and a scream clawed at my throat. But I bit my lip. Even when my every nerve were to scream, I had to refuse. My leg had a pulse of its own. It throbbed, every single instance jetting through me in a violent rhythm.
And no one said I had a single shotgun hidden on my person. It doesn't pay to make assumptions, Lupin Jr.
I'm sorry, but such a Van Helsing thing. Don't you steal his line! That's a Van Helsingism. Don't you take it.
I see your weakness as well as I see your face. Why did you go pale when I took her as a hostage? Weren't you going to kill me?
See, this is why you don't do stupid shit, Spacey. Oh my god. You don't bring a girl to a gunfight unless she got a gun. Oh, okay, Spacey, you don't bring yourself to a gunfight because you're fucking stupid and she just got herself... What? Ah! Look, I knew this wasn't gonna go well. It's just like I tried. Like, this is not a good idea. Why are you an idiot? I'm just gonna stand him and like someone. Oh, now I'm kidnapped. Basically. Girl. And then she's gonna get herself rescued, and Pendleton's gonna be like, "Why are you so dumb? Oh my god, I'm going to die. Why would you try to kill me this way, my lady?" Pendleton, I feel you. Pendleton, just leave her and come to me. It's okay. I don't do stupid shit like this. We're fine. We'll be fine. He wouldn't know what to do with himself. Like, what would he do with himself if she were, like, normal and not stupid? I know it's plot purpose, but, like, still. Jesus!
How very boring. You're a fool, just like your mother.
What? Oh, he's trying to get a rise out of you, Lupin. Don't fall for it.
How dare you, Moriarty? How dare you? Does this look familiar to you?
Professor Moriarty revealed to Lupin a necklace with a pale pink gemstone embedded into it. You have it. Wait, you have it. I don't know why. I'm like, a necklace? Is that his mother's?
Had she been willing to serve me, she'd not have died. Such a pity. Such a terrible pity. I'll only ask one more time. Do you have no interest in serving me?
If you want to tell me I've sullied my hands or fallen into darkness, then by all means, it's the truth. But you stole something precious from me, polluted it. And now you've hurt a woman truly important to me. I'll never forgive you. Oh, I'm important to you? Oh, I wouldn't have gotten myself hurt if I didn't jump in front of you. I could have run up to you and put my arms around. No, don't do it. But no, I got in between. I'm just saying, get closer to the person that, not the bad guy, the good. He might have still shot us, but he wouldn't have been able to grab me, is all I'm saying. There was no tremor to Lupin's gun this time. It was steadied, direct, fueled by a kind of lust that so effortlessly haunts a man who longs revenging another. No, he's going to do it. Stop, Lupin. I'm all right. So please don't kill him. He's like, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about my mom. God, Spacey, you're so full of yourself. Shut up, Spacey. Rude. I'm not going to shut up. Shouting was unbearable. It sent new anguish down my leg whenever I tested my body with movement. But I had to speak. Don't stoop so low for a man like him. Do you think I could accept that? After everything you've put me through? I mean, I don't know why you're here after everything he's put you through, but... Aren't you a gentleman thief? A gentleman thief would never throw away his sense of beauty. I really hope he masquerades as the kind Lupin, and then he's like this on the side. I just need that. I'll never accept you doing that. Never in my life. A man as selfish and arrogant as you've always been can't lie to himself either. You can try lying to me again and again, but you can't fool yourself. And if you stray from your path, I'll hate you. A question then, Spacey. Does that mean if I don't, you'll love me? Okay. That's a... I didn't know what to say. Yes is the right answer. He released an easy laugh, one that made him so familiar to me. This was the Lupin I knew. Professor Moriarty, my mother was a spy who thought to steal Spellbound's secret, wasn't she?
Indeed. A stupid woman who didn't know her place.
Hey, that's like me. I'm a stupid woman who doesn't know my place. Oh, that's why Lupin loves me. I'll remind him of his mommy. Wait, that's creepy. And yet you still carry a stupid woman's pendant when you could have long disposed of it. Why is that?
What are you trying to say?
You were fond of her, weren't you? Very fond. Like a child starved of love.
What?
Oh, were you jealous that my mommy didn't want to bone you? Oh, gross. Too slow. I love it when they do that. Like, I don't know why, I just love those. Lupin discarded the shotgun from one hand and chanced to knock Professor Moriarty to the ground with the playing card. He met with success. Before I could move on my own, Lupin scooped me into his arms and held me preciously. Yeah, and then he's all beautiful and we look like a fucking retard. Why are their eyes always so big? She looks so dumb. I mean, okay, I know she's shocked, but again, your eye, that's too big. Her eye, it's also weird she doesn't have a nose. It's not having a nose creeps me out a little bit, but I must apologize, but I'll be taking her necklace back. Her too, naturally. Held just as preciously in his hand was the necklace Professor Moriarty teased moments ago. When did he take that? He's fucking magic, Spacey, shut up. Both of the villain's sleeves were now fastened at the wrist by Lupin's cards. No amount of pulling could separate them.
Huh! Do you think you've won?
Yep. I hate problems I can do nothing about, Professor Moriarty, so I've dispelled all interest in what happens to you in Spellbound from my mind. But remember this, I'm not going to be bound by anything anymore, and that includes you and your organization.
Then you've given up on revenge?
You're a miserable man, Professor. My mother was a beautiful woman of endless charm. Anyone would want her. Lupin, you're gonna little... But unfortunately for you, you could never have her. For her heart had long... Is this his dad? Busted in? Fucking Sherlock Holmes busted in. They're like, wait! Are our moms all the same person? Weird! Oh my god, you're all brothers. Weirdness. Anyway.
That's right. And it belonged to me.
Did fucking Arsene just punch him in the face, like bust in and, it's mine! Bam! And he's like, there we go, I'm just, what? Late to the party, but. Tardy to the party. A grand interruption arrived at the scene and cast himself to take center stage. He was tall, handsome, and aggressive by his first act of sending the professor across the room with an intense strike. Indeed, it took one gentleman thief to eclipse another.
Hello, Spacey. I believe some amendments are in order.
Maurice?
The first being that Maurice would be the name of my father. As for my true name, well, I'm certain you've heard it before. The second is that I'm no gardener. Not so, for I'm an elegant, graceful, thrill-seeking, treasure-hunting gentleman thief.
Does she not? Is she stupid? Oh, she doesn't know it's his dad. Well, she figured it out. Wait a minute. No, she does. She knows, because she was like, wait, are you? After the story, okay, maybe she was only suspicious. She's like, I'm pretty fucking sure you're his dad, but I don't know. And so maybe when he busts in, she's like, I'm pretty sure you're Arsene, but I'm not gonna say. Anyway.
The third is that I may have slipped that he would make a terrible lover.
Whoa.
But I, Arsène Lupin, must reveal my son as the most passionate lover in the land.
Context. American context. That comes out really, really awkward. You know. I know what they mean. But that's not how that's not... Like, I know what it's meant to be. But it just sounds weird when you're like, okay, I gotta just... Not in the literal... People are like, my boyfriend and my lover, we're lovers. That implies some physical shit. And the fact that his dad knows that is like, whoa! Dude, I know. No, that's not at all what they mean, but it's just... I mean, when you read it, you're like, wait, what? Okay, never mind. Ooh. Damn! It just comes across so awkward when your brain is like, wait, huh?
Papa, must you barge in here and spout nonsense? No, there's no need to be serious. Besides, if you have time to furnish me with cold glares, then you're better off using it to escort your lady friend away from here.
Your young lady away from here, sorry.
But Papa... Please, your dear Papa has an engagement with this man that cannot wait.
His mouth formed a laugh so broad it creased at the edges, and yet his eyes were frighteningly cold like steel.
And try to keep your wits about you. Oh, they're as sharp as ever. What? What was that? Stop talking to me, cat!
I'm like, there's no cat here, Papa. He's losing his mind. It's fine.
Now run along. Don't keep dear Spacey waiting any longer.
Very well, then. You're like, yeah, I'm bleeding to death. Can we get me to a hospital, maybe? Lupin? I'm gonna lose a leg. Lupin held me more carefully than before. If I may have the final word, Papa.
I know well that Scotland Yard is coming. I won't let my anger get the...
I'm not worried about that. I want you to stop calling her name as if you're intimately acquainted. It infuriates me. His parting words were spat through a mumble before carrying me away.
Dear, he would make that face all the time when I took his mother from him. And he made off with her necklace. I fear for what the future has in store for him. But that cheek certainly comes from his mother. Indeed, he is our son. If you think my capture will mark the end of Spellbound, then you are mistaken. Believe I am gone all you like. I'll return each time to the underworld. Will you now? Then rest assured, I shall be present to get in your way every time you return.
Me and Sherlock Holmes, even though we're each other's I'm his we're all arch nemesis. It's in a big fucking circle, but the enemy of my enemy is my friend, so Holmes and I are going to be besties while we kick your ass, and then we'll go back to fighting.
With men like you running the city from the shadows, how are good people meant to appreciate all the beauty life has to offer? How am I supposed to steal? In a good name. My beloved would never have wanted to live in such a dull world.
For whatever reason, Lupin brought me to a park I recalled fondly. Is this Greenwich Park? No one else was present. It was just us, a satisfying silence, and the hills. Dawn was soon approaching, it appeared. From west to east, the sky bled from black into blue. Yes, it is. I'm pleased you remember. How could I forget? That's when you fucking kissed me. Yeah. Oh, when what? I'm not going to finish. Well, you kissed me, and then you saw me naked. We're pretty much married. Talk about shotgun. Here's fucking, like, Pendleton with one that's like, we're getting married right now, honey. Why? Because I don't want to say it. Oh, get over it. He saw you naked. Kissing is nothing. I can't say how well I remember it. How it's where we first spoke, where he first teased me, where he stole that gemstone from me. Bird. No matter. I remember it well. I think of those memories quite happily. I landed right here with you in my arms then, too. Lupin's eyes appealed with a certain fondness upon reminiscing, and the sight warmed me. Bird! Stop! Although back then, you could stand up properly. I'm all right. I'm sure I can stand. Got shot in the leg, you idiot. Why is she so stupid? Don't make it worse. I just sit here, and there we are. And stay still a moment. He was delicate in setting me down on the bench closest to us. And he continued this as he bent to one knee and held, with all due permission, my leg. I mean, you're like, what? I can't let you see my leg. He's seen everything else. Your leg is fine. I didn't mean for this to happen, Spacey. You've got a mark on your beautiful skin because of this. Lupin... And he continued still, treating my injury so as not to inflict further harm. Thank you. It's very strange. The way he's kneeling below my view makes me feel fluttery, perhaps. Is this what it's like for a princess when a knight is swearing loyalty to her? Or, anybody else when somebody's proposing and on one knee? Like, I'm just saying. But Lupin has never sworn anything to me. I can't even be certain how much longer he'll be here. If you keep gazing at me so intensely, then I may well start hoping for more. Let me keep my clothes on, okay? Jesus. Is this all right, Spacey? I didn't bind it too tightly, did I? Said I wanted you to? What? What if I said I wanted you to hope for more? What would you do? Damn, girl. She's like, she's like, he's already kissed me. He's seen me. You know what? We're going all out. Oh, that was silly of me. I thought I would try acting like you for... Spacey, I've chosen to live a life bound by no one. And to do that, I've left Spellbound behind me, but they won't soon let me leave without consequence. And that means I won't be able to stay in this city any longer. It was the strength of a man who'd made up his mind, the cadence of the resolute who sacrificed for the greater good. It was awful to hear. Still, with Professor Moriarty apprehended, this city should become a bit safer. With that said, don't go. Don't go! Don't leave me! As soon as I started, there wasn't any way for me to stop. The words gushed. You're always selfish. No matter how much I want to see you, no matter how much I chase after you, you never think to wait for me. You never even turn to look at me. I mean, and this is so, like, you'd be like, girl, that's because he not into you. But he basically is into you, which is so confusing. Like, I get her like, oh, you're so frustrating. Why are you like a girl? Nobody wants that. I mean, a little bit, but not this much. Like, I mean, seriously, I want you to be beautiful. I want a beautiful boy, but I don't want you to act this way. Like, I'm totally into you, but I need my space, okay? Oh my god, girl, I'm gonna kill you. Every time I try to reach out my hand to you, you never take it. I'm left to grasp at nothing but air. I want to give this back to you, Spacey. Lupin just then chose to produce the very treasure I'd been seeking, the photograph of my mother and father. Your photograph would have guided you to the truth, but it would have put you in danger as well. So, what are you... He produced a second item, a match, which he sparked immediately, flaunting it before my eyes, before setting fire to the photograph with no hesitation. The fuck?! And I wasn't fast enough to stop him. He is so infuriating, though, right? Because he's like, I love you. Oh, I'm going to tempt you. Ah, and then you're like, so I'm in love with you. And he's like, I need to leave. I can't be bound by nobody. Here's that photograph you asked me that for. Thanks. I'm going to light it on fire. The fuck? The fuck? Lupin, the fuck? Jesus! And this is the most I can do. Lupin crushed the glowing pieces between his palms with a sharp clap. And this is when Spacey resorted to strangling. They opened again seconds later with a comparatively gentler parting. My treasure, my memory, became ash, particles to be blown with the wind. If this is something entrusted to you by your family, then you should have it. It's a little smaller now, but I hope you won't mind that. Please, you don't think Lupin... Oh, fucking Lupin. You don't think Pendleton knows? He's like, oh, I know who's in this picture. Don't worry, I know them. I have a photographic memory, my lady. I remember everything. And also, I will kill Lupin. This just ruins the aesthetic in the house. I'll stab him. I snatched the largest piece away from him. All that was left was Her Majesty, with the smiling faces of mother and father next to her. That would have been an interesting trick if her parents weren't right next to each other and there was somebody in between them, is all I'm saying. Why are you giving me this? Well, and now you have no other reason to chase after me, do you? But, yes I do. I love you, you stupid son of a bitch. I'm gonna fucking kill you. Spacey, throttle him. How could this be? I should have been rejoicing. I should have had the photograph back intact. I should have delighted at the thought of never having my heart played with by this thief again. By all accounts, I most certainly should have. He was telling me this moment would be our last. Whether I've gotten the photograph back isn't the problem. I wept. I could stifle cries of pain, but tears flowed liberally. We want our awkward Lupin back. You're so horrible. Selfish and scheming. Just horrible. This is why you should be glad he's leaving, Spacey. You should just be glad he's leaving and move on with your life. That would be sad, though. He'd leave and she's like, and then I married Lupin. Then I married Lupin. And then I married Holmes. Wait, but no! This motherfucker has to give up everything for us. But at the same time, you're like, let him go. It's gonna hurt for a while, just let him go. He is a problem. This wasn't it. This wasn't what I wanted to say. None of it was. But the weeping persisted, and so too did the condemnation. It's true. I am. I run from you time and time again, but I still want to know how you feel. I can't give you love as you wanted, but I want more than anything for you to love me. Yeah, well, you're a selfish fucking asshole, aren't you? Wow. Most selfish fucking thing you've said. I can't love you, but I want you to adore and love me. Fuck you. Oh, it's going to be a beautiful ending, but he's so aggravating right now. Like, I loved him in the... You know what? I need you to leave, and I need you to bring back my awkward dweeby Lupin, okay? I need you to bring back my awkward, weird Lupin. We want to love him. He's gentle and kind and sweet, and he needs us to take care of him, and you're just... I don't like the two person. I miss our awkward Lupin. Lupine. I miss Lupine. I just can't fathom how anyone human could be so greedy. And do you think less of me for it? How could I? It's just how you are. As kind as you are, I wish you did. If you don't, I'm going to get swept in your kindness again. I'll take advantage of your heart again. I'll hurt you again. And though I'm not the one who can wipe away your tears, I still find myself not wanting anyone to do so in my place. This is so heart-wrenching. You're like, what's gonna happen? I feel like it's, you know, the ending's gonna be good. It's gotta be a good end, but it still feels like it's gonna be bad. I feel like we got a bad ending. Lupin's smile was one of remorse. And though he said he could not, as always in his life of contradictions, he lifted his hand to caress my cheek and wipe away my tears. Even after, he continued to stroke it with the back of his hand, a docile, gentle repetition that moved me and restricted me all at once. He was a man of so many faces, but the warmth he shared with me was always the same. Please, Spacey, can I ask you for one last thing? You know, it would be perfect if he comes back as Lupine and everyone's like, oh, I don't know what happened to Lupin the Gentleman Thief. And he's like, who knows? I broke my legs. And she's like, wait, so you can't love me, but you can love me? I'm down for that. He's the one that I love anyway. Like, this sassy, smarmy son of a bitch. Like, there are moments, he had moments in the beginning, but he has just ruined it right now. You're like, I literally want her to punch you. But if he comes back as Nerd Lupin, I'll be like, oh, it's okay, we're all forgiven, we're fine, I love him, don't let him go. Can you bring back your other personality? That would kind of be a fucked up, that's be a fucked up marriage. You're like married to the nerdy guy, blah, blah, but every once in a while, he just comes back in the house and he's like, fucking like, he's like, hey, hi, how are you? I think I'm gonna have my way with you. Like, whoa! It's like having two husbands. That would get really, you'd be like, I don't know, who are you today? Jesus. So confusing. I'm going to count to 10. I'll let you keep your eyes closed for me. Might as well. The first time he asked this of me, it ended with vexation. The second time, it ended with loneliness. But perhaps the third time would be different. Yeah, it's gonna end with both. That's all? That's all. After you finish counting, will you still be here? Yes, I'll still be here. If only he were a better liar. Very well, I'll trust you. What other answer could I give? I'd be like, no, I want you to walk away while I stare at you so you just feel my gaze burning into your back and to poke you. I'm glad. And thank you for trusting me, Spacey. Now close your eyes, and don't open them till I've finished. But, like, how does he, like, 10, 9, 8, what? run for the distance. All right. Ready? A 10, a 9, 8. The dawn arrived as I closed my eyes. I waited and listened. Each number uttered was my tell of how close he was. I dug nails into my palms, keeping my arms rigid at my side to prevent myself from reaching out to him. He drew nearer, and nearer, and nearer. A 7, a 6, a 5. Something wrapped themselves around my clenched fists. Are these his hands? His fingers pressed against mine, to which my fists relaxed. He broke between them till we were intertwined. They're so warm. When I squeezed his hand in affection, only just enough for him to know I was well, he returned it. Oh, a 4, a 3, a 2. How much longer would this last? How much longer would I know the feel of his touch? I was afraid. The answers were waiting for when I would next open my eyes. 1. Farewell, Spacey. Oh. A warm sensation met my lips. This time, he was the one to squeeze my hand. As he did with me, I returned it eagerly. The way we kissed conveyed everything we needed to know about one another. It was the kind that stood in place of confessions of love, the kind of infatuation I'd only read in fairy tales. I thought he would be as ravenous as his greed, but this is so modest. Lupin kissed like a gentleman, generous but chivalrous. Passion shared was only just enough, a show of adoration without submerging me. It's kind of like, how do you know? How many gentlemen have you kissed? Like, I guess that's just what you imagine. Like, could this be because we were alone? To think all this time he did nothing but run, run, twist scenarios and conjure fallacies to his amusement, until now, finally, he stayed because he couldn't hide how he wanted me. I wanted him too. The kiss could have been seconds or minutes, but the heart becomes dull to the hours and moments like these. Lupin teased me with a playful bite to my lips before parting. Ow! And he's gotta go and do the clit. Ah, Lupin! Oh, it's a masterful move! And now all is forgiven. I'm sorry, that's just like the best thing ever. I now stood, eyes still closed, to a silence I wish weren't there, to one less welcoming than the one I shared with him. Reality awaited my return, so I opened my eyes. The park had become illumined by the rising sun, shimmering at every peak with vivid color. Never had I seen it look so beautiful. But Lupin was gone. Of course he fucking was. But I think it's really funny that he just fucking leaves her in a park. I'm bleeding and my leg is, and I'm just sitting on a park like I don't even have a cell phone. Well, it's okay. Pendleton will be here in about 5 minutes. And I was now alone. There was a particular something different to before, however. A necklace around my neck that wasn't there before. Oh. Give us his mom's necklace. This is his mother's. It must have been before he kissed me. It's made using rose quartz, isn't it? It didn't take long for me to remember the symbolism behind its color. You're a liar, Lupin. You told me you would still be here. There was no one to wipe away my tears, no matter how I cried. Where the fuck is Pendleton? They fell endlessly down. Oh, you know, he's like, he saw her and he was like, oh, she's crying. Okay, I'm gonna give her a minute. Oh, good Pendleton. They fell endlessly down to my cheeks, dropping from my lashes and chin to land on this necklace of mine that was, right away, so very wonderful. I returned my photograph, then left a necklace symbolizing true love. And then you had to steal my heart. You idiot. You idiot. You idiot, Lupin! The third time ended with all the emotions I'd felt previously and more. I could shout his name in anger and he would not return. I could beg him to come back, but I would still be lonely. I could grieve and there would be no one to wipe my tears. And so I cried, alone, on such a very beautiful morning. This is like the worst place to end this, but I'm gonna have to, because like, oh, what's the next chapter too? This should be our, I mean, Jesus, don't you feel like you got the ill-fated ending, but we didn't? That's exactly, this should be the end chapter, I think. Yeah, so this is that's just how, whether you get the good ending or the bad one, that's just how this fucking game goes. This is the, Uh, this is the destined end. But I just seriously wonder how this is gonna go. I really was kind of hoping that, well, Jean Lupin has to go away, but that doesn't mean Jean Lupin can't stay. And he's like, he shows up in class, he's like, hey, what's up? So look, I know you might have been in love with someone else, but I'm just saying, give me a chance, maybe? Thank God I want that one. I want the nerdy, awkward, weird Lupin. I want him back. I liked the juxtaposition of the personalities, but this one's starting to piss me off now. How dare you be a douchebag? And I know he'll come back and it'll be noble and wonderful, but I'd be like, no forgiveness. It's been 84 fucking years. You don't get to do this. You know what I mean? This is all about, his whole entire path up to this point is almost as traumatic as fucking Akechi's ill-fated ending, where he's like, maybe someday I'll come back from Japan, and she's like, yeah, I'm gonna love you the whole time you're gone. Oh my God, where they were like, oh, we both love each other, but neither one of us can say anything, and he's like, I love her, but she doesn't love me, and she's like, I love him, but he doesn't love me, and it's like, oh God, you guys. Anyway, so this is a shitty place to end it, because I just feel kind of like sad now. I'm like, oh. Like, I know we're getting the good ending, but it kind of makes you feel like, is it really gonna be good? Because this feels kind of sad. Like, oh, the melancholy. I'm just gonna go curl up in a blanket, but I gotta end it, so. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.